Season 2 is go. We are here for the Australian Grand Prix in my F1 25 My Team career mode. Guys, we're going to be getting straight into the action. So if you guys want to catch up and see exactly what happened in between Season 1 and Season 2 in the off season, then check out the prologue episode, yesterday's video, on screen now. Go watch, link in the top right, because spoilers ahead, there is a 90 rated plus driver on the loose as a free agent. Now, let's talk about that driver. Spoilers ahead for the final time. We signed Hulkenberg and Colapinto to our team, but the one thing I'm going to do based off the comments from yesterday straight away is begin negotiations, because Carlos Sainz is hot property.
I've reached out with a very early preliminary inquiry to their side. I'll let you know how it goes. Hard to get a read on it at the moment. These things are always fluid and move quickly, but if they're interested in us, I'm sure things will move a bit quicker.
So let's see. I'm sure every single team in the paddock, besides Williams more than likely, are going to be hunting for Carlos Sainz's signature, and he's going to be hot property for everyone. Anyway, this weekend is round 1, Australia. We are racing as Nico Hülkenberg. We've got, of course, Franco Colapinto as the teammate number 2 option, and yeah, both drivers looking pretty decent stats wise heading into this one. Hulkenberg, of course, more experience, the better driver on paper, but I'm sure Franco will level up, and to be fair, he'll soon be an 80 rated driver, which is also very exciting. So yeah, here they are reporting for duty for the first time for the first race weekend this season, and I can't wait, honestly. And we have some big news. Rain, a lot of it is forecast for the main race. We have a dry qualifying, so this promises to be very, very interesting, and a test straight away in terms of conditions to see what we can do. Now, we're going to jump into practice. First session of the new season, getting up to speed. I can't wait to see the car on track for the first time. I haven't seen it yet, genuinely. I've been working on the livery, but I've only ever seen it in like a 3D map render or editing the livery for the decal editor. But Hulkenberg putting on his helmet, which I gotta say, his green helmet with the Sauber colors actually looks really nice with the blue car that we have. And yeah, you can see the new Halo updates, the sponsors, my own ones, the in-game ones, my logo, the paint finishes as well. I really love, even on the steering wheel, the little logos of 97 Racing present there. As always, it looks great. But let's get on track, shall we, and see how she looks. As always, if you are new here, we run default setups, guys, in this career mode, so you can copy. The only things I'm going to change are the things you're allowed to change in part firmware, which is basically wing level, differential, tyre pressures, and brakes. So no adjustments on anything else on the car setup. As we hit the track for the first time for the practice programs, we begin with track acclimatization, and there she is, looking beautiful in the Aussie sunlight, as we already get a green gate, but it's not going to affect our final score. We'll get a purple and also do all 3 objectives as we then head on to the race simulations on the medium compound tyre. Again, guys, comment your thoughts. What do you think of the livery? What do you think of the car? Could we improve it? What would you change? Either way, I love, as I mentioned before, how good Hulkenberg's helmet looks from the onboard here as we cross the line to finish the race runs. I'm only doing 3 laps, not 5, because I don't need the extra data, because it's irrelevant. It's a wet race with lots of rain, so it's not really important. Russell is flying in the upgraded Mercedes, which is the best team on the grid, and they're looking very, 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 very quick around here this weekend. But yeah, for us, as I mentioned, a wet race, the data here isn't really that important, so I'd rather save 2 laps of engine running and engine mileage and just basically focus on trying to hoover up the R&D points. We made a bit of a mistake in the last 2 corners here on the quali sim, so we are going to miss out on the purple, so we're going to have to settle for a green score. Either way, still absolutely fine. You can see that practice data, we've got 3 green gates in the track acclimatization. In terms of the race sims, tyre wear was below 1%, which is really, really good. Also, the fuel data below 51 kg is also excellent. And then in terms of the tyre wear, the qualifying simulations, we also just missed out on the purple, but you can see we're very quick in the fast corners. So turn 6, the chicane, those areas where you can really carry speed in and be fast. So you can see, interestingly, I don't have to scroll down. Both of our cars are in the top 12. Hulkenberg, P1 on softs in practice. Colapinto, P12, albeit on the hard compound tyre. So a very encouraging and positive first session for the new look team this weekend. So yeah, we pick up a decent amount of R&D points, 585 and some bonuses. But we're now going to jump into the first qualifying and see if our pace is any good.
Hello everyone, it is time for qualifying at one of our very favourite stops on the calendar. It's Albert Park and we're about to take the cars right up to the edge.
So welcome back to Alex Jakes as we are going to alternate commentary for this season and send it his way for season 2 as we hit the track for the first time in this qualifying session in season 2, and we get off to not the best of starts. I realised straight away I was running it deep in towards turn 3, so I ended up actually just, rather than killing the tyres, I gave up on the braking zone, went straight on into the gravel, and they're just going to try and rejoin here safely without getting in the way of traffic as we are going to try again. So we quickly cleaned off the tyres and went for another push lap. Piastri 1:14.2, setting the pace out front. That's going to be the first reference that we get. This time through turn 3 we brake a bit earlier and we get through without any dramas, so that is a bit more like it. We'll push on with the lap as we make our way into sector 3 and currently looking of course to try and get our first proper banker lap in. Through the last corner, we're going to use all of our battery to the line. That was one thing that I didn't really do well on this one, was, using my battery to the fullest. We go P9, now P10, ahead of Colapinto. So both of our drivers very close, 1:15.6 at the time. You can see all the rookies at the bottom there. Aaron, Hajar. To be fair, Crawford, P15, not too bad. And yeah, we're currently sitting P11, just about a tenth ahead of Colapinto, 2.1 seconds off the pace. And looking at that, I think we're safe. So we chose to go, session spectating, let's call it, for the rest of Q1. And we managed to get through with both cars, which is great. Colapinto actually went back out and slightly improved, but didn't change his position. We finished 14th and 15th, and we both get into Q2. So that's very good. Gasly there, the big elimination in that first session. Into Q2 then, we're going to revert to our traditional run plan. So 5 laps, an out lap, a push lap, a cool down lap, a second push lap, and an in lap. So we're looking for 2 timed push laps here. This is going to be the first one. A little bit of traffic with that Ferrari ahead, which is a slight distraction. Up to the line though, and we improve. We did a 15, I believe, 6, I think, in Q1. That's a 1:14.8, so that's a big level up in terms of pace. We're currently P10, and we're now going for our second attempt at trying to improve here. So the big difference is that I'm getting more, I'd say, refined and more optimal with my battery use, where we're using it more efficiently and more effectively. Already on this one, you can see we're north of 2 tenths up in sector 1. We're starting to really push the limits, the yellow lines around this track, and just trying to really extract as much time as possible. 2 tenths up, heading onto this back straight as we now prepare for the chicane. We're going to use a bit more battery down here, so we're going to find some more time as we're now 3 tenths up in sector 2. Little kiss of the wall on the way in, so my line is slightly off, but we still carry great speed through there, and we're still going to carry that 3/10 advantage as we now slam on the anchors for this heavy right-hander on the brakes. Carry the speed, using the battery on the way out. Just caress the curb on the inside. And now the last 2 corners, little bit deep into the penultimate one there as we now head to the last corner of the racetrack. Open up on the way out, DRS, and your battery that's left all the way to the line. And it's a 1:14.4, which is enough for P6, which is really good. 8 tenths off the pace right now. Verstappen leading the way ahead of Russell and Leclerc. And we're looking pretty comfortable. Colapinto, P14, 1:15.5, matching his Q1 pace. Lando right now is on the cutoff, 14.6. we're only 0.2 better than that. So it's actually extremely close. Albon ahead of us as well. It's really competitive, but I think we're safe. I don't think that many cars will improve, and that was actually the case. So you can see we made it in comfortably in the end, P6. Not many actually improved, and the big surprise, Oscar Piastri is out on home turf in Q2 for the Australian Grand Prix. We lose Colapinto in P14, but to be fair, a much better start than what we had with, Otmir and Solov. And I'm keen to see how Hulkenberg does in round 2 to kind of gauge, Colapinto's true performance. Now, Q3, we had a bit of a delay. You can see that the braking system had a fault, so we had to miss the first few minutes of the session. But eventually, we got out there. It doesn't disrupt our run plan. We've still got time for 2 laps. We've also saved tyres in qualifying, so we're going to get 2 time laps. Now, my best one was this one, so I'm going to let you guys enjoy a full lap in this new season with this new car. I gotta say, that was a beautiful lap. Absolutely beautiful. We do our best lap of the weekend, 2.5 tenths quicker than our Q2 lap, and currently P8. And we've got a margin over Ocon and Albon. There's about just under 2 tenths to Lando Norris ahead. So I did go out to try and beat it, but this is going to be one of them ones where we just go all out. I'm very happy with the lap I have. I don't think I'll be able to beat it unless we take the ultimate risk. Turn 1 was right on the limit, on the entry and the exit in terms of track limits. But turn 3, I just caught the right front and unfortunately locked up, ran a bit deep, and that was it. When the margins are this fine, a tenth of a second is a pretty hefty margin. So yeah, we finish in 8th. To be fair, no change to our position. Ocon, Albon did not improve, and that was qualifying done. Very, very happy days. And in the end, Mercedes, who looked the strongest in the off-season, well, it hasn't quite translated, and Red Bull maintain the 1-2 status quo. Verstappen's on pole, Tsunoda's on second, and my God, they have a decent margin as well. So, yeah, guys, qualifying done. Remember, now we have that rain, which is going to change everything in the race. So let's get to it, and let's see how the season opener goes.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal. And it's make or break here at round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. We're close to Port Phillip Bay for today's race at the 3.28 mile Albert Park circuit. It is very bumpy out there on the surface of the racetrack. 14 corners, some of which were remodeled in 2022. We have wet conditions today, so watch out for a safety car at some point during the Grand Prix. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Yuki Tsunoda completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Antonelli, Russell, Charles Leclerc and Hamilton, Norris, Hulkenberg, Ocon and Alex Albon, Lawson, Piastri, Lance Stroll and Colapinto, Behrman, Bortoletto, Jack Doohan and Jack Crawford, Gasly, Pepe Marti, Aaron and Isaac Hadjar rounds off the grid. which of these talented drivers will come out on top today. Welcome to the commentary box and welcome to Naomi Schiff. I'm Alex Jakes. Naomi, this is going to be interesting. It's difficult to know to keep what you have or to go for something new, but this team will have a new driver on the grid for next season. That's our main headline today.
Yeah, it's a really aggressive decision, and to announce it that early, I guess you kind of raise the question, why did they do it? But this is a driver that's really sought after, so I kind of understand why they would want to bag that driver as early as possible, but hopefully for them that doesn't cause too much distraction and they make sure they keep their team right now motivated until the end of the season.
Right, here we go then, guys. It's time for the start of Season 2 officially. This is the race. P8 on the grid, and it's absolutely pouring down. We have monsoon conditions pretty much for the opener, and the worst thing of all, or the best thing of all, depending on how you look at it, it's monsoon conditions for the entire race. Literally just an absolute downpour here in Albert Park. So, first thing to note, very important for this one. In this game, and to be fair, in F1 24 it's also the case, when it's heavy rain conditions, intermediates do work. But what you need for inters to work in heavy rain conditions is a bit of a racing line, a bit of a dry line appearing. So we're going to be on the lookout for that one straight away. There's no chance in hell we start on inters because the rain seems heavy. So we're going to just go safe, right tyre at the right time, and go wet for the race start. Now, the interesting theory is the fuel, because we don't have any personalized strategy. They're both projected, so I can't load my sim data because the race runs were in the dry in practice, so we don't have accurate fuel readings. So normally I'd go under fuel, but projected is not accurate, so I'm going to go a lap over in case we do burn some fuel, especially of course with this car, with the upgrades, we might go through fuel quicker. So I'm going to err on caution for this first one. But yeah, wet tyres to start, looking for the inter, that's going to be the plan. And hopefully, come the end of it, we can try and get some points. We're starting P8, so points are on the cards. And to be fair, I would take a P8 right now because that would mean finishing basically behind the fast guys, which would be a great result. So let's get to it. Downpour, down under, round 1 Australia. Yeah, it's absolutely chucking it down. Like, this might be the most spray I think I've seen in this game so far. Genuinely, there is not even a trace of a dry line at the minute. So definitely full wet tyre start. And we're going to be figuring out the conditions in real time.
The radar suggests that this heavy rain will be with us for a while now. Okay, full wet seems to be the fastest tyre for now.
I can't get any temperature really in the tyres. So we're going to be starting not in the best conditions, but it is what it is. Right, I'm going to start in none ERS because I feel like that might work best. Here we go then, guys. New season. Let's get to it. Hopefully you're excited. Lights on. And we're underway. Very even start all round. Everybody getting off the line okay. I'm going to try and work my way up to the racing line for turn 1. Norris, Hamilton side by side. We've got Ocon, Albon behind, battling away. That's towards turn 3. Oh, brake, slow down. No idea what the best bias is in these conditions, to be fair, so we're going to have to figure it out. Norris, Hamilton, side by side. Norris gets the job done and gets in front. Oh, understeer. Dirty air, well, that was pretty unpleasant. That barrier was right there. Right, straight line speed, let's have a look and see what we're looking like around this one. This will be very important as there won't be any DRS today, so we need to have good straight line speed. So far, it looks okay. I think we're a little bit slow, but it's not terrible. I'm actually struggling to see. Visibility is very poor. As we heard on the radio, rain's not going anywhere, so it looks like we are locked in for the time being. Hamilton really pressuring Norris here, even though he just got overtaken. He's trying to get back through. But let's try and find our rhythm here. This is going to be a long race, especially if the whole race is contested in these conditions. I'm just holding out for the Inter, because I know that AI probably won't go for it. So the minute we get a racing line, that might be a good time to switch. Looking for a one-stopper. That's going to be the play today. Of course, no DRS enabled message. as we head on to lap 2. But yeah, right now I've just got to try and find my pace and get comfortable. I must say the trend seems to be continuing where the AI are very quick, you know, in these conditions. Now granted, you know, I like this. This is what I want, a challenge. Because if I had a custom setup, I'd probably be on their pace, but I don't. So this is what makes it really hard to beat them. This is how 110 AI should be. Look at the minimap though, we are forming a queue already. The top guys are getting away, sort of as you would expect. Got to remember Piastri is a few positions behind in the traffic, so we'll hopefully try and keep him there. But right now, I feel like I am struggling to match the AI's pace. I've got a lot of understeer. I'm turning in and nothing's happening. The front end just has like a lot of delay. So just pure lack of responsiveness on the front part of the car. So I just got to try and figure it out. Pace-wise, you can see we are way off the pace, a couple of seconds off. So yeah, we need to try and step this up somehow. Oh, that wasn't great. That was a really poor line through that entire sequence. I am struggling. I'm trying to push, but look at the gap. 4 seconds now to Hamilton. We're losing over a second a lap. 1 minute 30. Dead from the Red Bulls, both of them. Look at our pace. We are really slow. It's over 3 seconds a lap, I think. It is exactly 3 seconds a lap slower. That's insane. Absolutely insane.
Okay, so heavy rainfall, here to stay for a while. Doesn't look like it's moving on anytime soon.
Decent improvement though, to be fair. 6/10 quicker than last lap.
I definitely think we need to stay on this tyre a bit longer, but there's no question the track's drying. We might be in a position to change soon.
Ooh, okay. 31.1. I think I found the system. You've actually got to just drift the car a bit, and I think actually having a bit of tyre wear is your friend. Fresher tyres don't allow you to drift, but worn tyres you can kind of slide the car a bit and just drift it, but that's a vast improvement. Maybe track conditions have slightly improved, but that's the sort of improvement I'm looking for. We're still 1.5 seconds off the Red Bulls, but I mean at least now it's a bit more respectable pace, and we're starting to just create a few mini gaps behind in that group of cars that's following us, so we're no longer the cork in the bottle. Yeah, that was nice. Just drifting the car seems to be the way to go. Verstappen did a 29.4, so we're still 1.5 seconds off as we do dip into the higher 1 minute 30. Still though, much better pace than 3 laps ago. Ooh, 29.0 from Verstappen. Gap now over a second to Ocon. Not my best final sector, but the first 2 sectors were great. 130.2, wow. Another level found pace-wise. I can't tell if the pace is improving because the track is getting drier, because the rain still seems just as heavy. There's no sign of a dry line, or if it's because we're getting quicker because the fuel's burning off.
These conditions don't look like they're shifting. We're predicting at least 20 minutes of heavy rainfall.
Oh, okay, so the rain's not going anywhere. Into the 129s finally, but we are still 1.5 seconds per lap off Verstappen's pace. He did a 28.4, so the difference between us is staying locked, and our pace is now improving in sync. So I'd say we're now really at our pace.
The circuit's definitely looking better than it was a few minutes ago. If we could just move a bit more of that standing water, we might be able to go on to the intermediates.
I do feel like it might be possible. This pit stop phase will be interesting. I might extend a little bit to buy myself some time to try and go longer and see if I can try and hopefully get an inter on.
Okay, we want you to pit this lap, so push now, push.
Worn tyres are working better for me than fresher tyres. I think fresh rubber has too much rear grip. I can't slide the car. You pair that with also now we've burnt off half of our fuel pretty much. The car's lighter. I'm able to just slide the car, drift it around, and basically make up for lost time. What the AI gain in traction, I can gain in drifting. I don't think we're boxing this lap. Our pace is the best it's been so far.
Grip is probably dropping due to wear, so don't be too aggressive.
I think being aggressive is working just fine. There's Russell, we're going to be ahead of him. As he rejoins onto the track, Leclerc rejoins ahead of us. Verstappen has also pit. That's how far ahead he is. There goes the tyre icon. Right, Russell is right behind. I'm not going to hold him up. He's way quicker. There's Norris rejoining. We've got Hamilton in front. Tyre icon has just flashed up as Russell has a little drift into turn 1.
Franco's in the pits. Franco is in the pits.
Antonelli ahead of Russell, the 2 Mercedes cars, mono. Just going to try and stay out really and follow for as long as we can. I feel like our pace is good, but I'm leaning towards intermediates. I'm really torn as we brush the wall. The wet works. I figured out the wet tyre, but we need to wear it out for it to work. The AI have the upper hand in the initial laps. I feel like there's less water than when we started the race. I mean, the spray definitely looks like there's less if we compare it to the formation lap. So the track has dried a bit. The question is whether it's enough. So I can't really tell. Tyre temps are hot, which is a possible sign. I mean, I am drifting, but it could also be a sign, you know, that we're getting a bit hot on these tyres. So I'm going to go for maybe a lap or 2 and just kind of see what my pace is relative to these guys. And I'll make a decision. The devil we know versus the devil we don't. Verstappen into the 127s now on fresh, wet tyres. So that they are using that rear grip traction to good use. I feel like the Inter could work. I'm going to go one more. I'm going to buy myself one more lap. Ignore the tyre icon because my pace is still decent. I think it's just the fact we have worn tyres and overheating tyres that is allowing us to slide and be quick. Norris is behind, so I won't fight too hard, but I think we'll gamble on Inter and we'll probably box this lap. Right, I want to see if I can try and keep Norris behind. I don't want him to get past because the chicane is my strongest.
The radar suggests that this heavy rain will be with us for a while now.
The chicane is my strongest corner on the racetrack. Inter selected. We're going to box for it this lap.
Confirmed. We'll receive you at the end of this lap.
So using all my battery here. Good first stint. In the end, we made up. Good time, good pace. And I'm going to gamble. Let's see if this intermediate can work. It looks like there's less spray. I mean, look at the Mercedes cars. Nowhere near as much spray as the start. There is not a clear dry line, which is what I'm looking for, really. But I feel like the rain isn't as heavy and it doesn't look as heavy. So I'm inclined to take this risk and see if we can try and solidify and lock in this P8. Piastri could be a threat. That rear left is fried. Here we go. Behrman's out. Hello.
VSC deployed. The virtual safety car has been deployed. We need to keep a positive delta here. Slow down and maintain a positive delta. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta's negative, which means you're going too fast. Reduce your pace.
Mate, could you imagine if we just had that like 10, 15 seconds before? That could have been an all-timer strategy call. Still, look at the gap we have. We actually pulled away from staying out. Back to VSC, we nearly sped there. That was bloody close. I didn't get a radio. Right. Moment of truth. How it does.
Okay, VSC ending. We're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
Cheers, engineer. A bit late. Right. So far, initial impressions, this tyre feels good. We've got our fuel spot on, because I'm wondering, we could potentially try and hunt down Hamilton if this is the right tyre to be on. You never know. I mean, the grip feels really good.
Green flag, we're racing again, let's go.
I think this is the right call. Let me do a few laps here and just see what sort of pace we're doing. Ooh, purple third sector. Hello. I believe that's the AI's strongest sector, so we could be cooking here. Ooh, first warning. Gotta be a little bit careful. Pushing the limits. So, first lap on the Inter. 128.3. It's not purple. As we know, the Red Bull's in the 27s, but that's a significant improvement. 27.5 from Verstappen. That gives us a reference now. Oh boy, here we go. It's game on.
Hamilton's ahead of you. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 12.7 seconds. They're on old wets. Their tyres are 6 laps old. And the time last lap, 1 minute 28.8. You're gaining by 1.6 seconds a lap.
The question is, do we have enough time left? Can we maintain this gap? Can we maintain this pace? Can we maintain this lap time difference?
Okay, caution, caution. Virtual safety car is out. Reduce speed and maintain a positive delta on your dash.
Not sure what that's for. I haven't seen a retirement yet. Unless someone's had a spin somewhere. Good chance to recharge. Antonelli's in the pit lane. 10-second time penalty. What? Okay.
Right, drop your speed. Our delta's too low and we're going to risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately. Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until we get the green flags. VSC ending. Wait for the greens.
Something must have happened to Antonelli. But we gain a position, so we're now P7 in this race.
Green flag.
And we had a decent VSC. I think we've gained on Hamilton there. So let's keep at it. Come on then. I can see him. Actually, no, I can't see him. That's a lapped car. Fair enough. Still, he's getting closer. This could come down to the final lap. Genuinely. Blue flag, Paul Aaron. Come on, son. Get out of the way, get it moving. Don't want to waste any time. Come on, move. Get off the racing line, buddy. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to send it. Second warning. I had no idea what he was going to do, and I didn't want him brake checking me at the apex. That's the last thing I want. I always do that. When you get so close, they'll just brake check. Oh, Crawford's out in his debut race. In the Haas, another retirement. I think it's too late now for a safety car. Could still get a VSC, but no safety car. Oh, this is close. 3 laps to go. Gap to Lewis is under 6 seconds. We need to gain around 1.5 to 2 seconds per lap, though, to catch him on the last lap. This is still a huge mountain to climb. Wow, Verstappen actually gets his fastest lap back. That's how insane the Red Bull's pace is.
Tyre condition still looking good.
Now I can see him. Now I can actually see Lewis. And I'll be taking back my fastest lap. Thank you very much, Max. Thank you. 2 laps to go. This is a big gap to close. I think it's going to be very tricky. Unless the track keeps drying. I can't go any quicker than this. I think we're going to fall short. But I really am on the limit. Oh, traffic. Blue flag for Hamilton. Bortoletto gets in the way. Oh, I had to go for it. That wasn't ideal though for either of us. We do gain a little bit. But that might have cost me. I needed that to be smooth for me to have any chance to catch Lewis. Let's see. I'm also really flirting with track limits here, so I'm going to go all in to try and get this P6. Come on. Verstappen wins. Sector 3 is not my best or my strongest. Just not close enough. Come on. They are very good on traction. Damn it. Just not quite going to get it. What a recovery though. What a turnaround on the Inters.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
I'm pretty happy with that from my point of view. I was pretty clean and I drove well, I think.
He has left the entire field behind once more. It's victory for Max Verstappen.
to take the win at the first race of the season. Now that is important. You get straight in to your competitor's head and they now know that you are the one to beat.
The top three have scrapped on the racetrack. They will now line up next to each other, the best of this race. Max Verstappen has been here before, another win in Formula One.
Well, there we go then. That is it for round one, guys, in Australia. In the end, to be fair, it's pretty insane. We finished 7 seconds off Leclerc in P3, and that's the podium. So, could we have played that differently? You know, I went long in the first stint, but it was really hard to tell because of the conditions. I really couldn't tell if it was, you know, ready for the Inter or not. I took a blind gamble, and it ended up working out, but I went against my instincts. You know, normally I wait for some sort of a dry line or a drying line or racing line to appear, and that was never the case. Even there at the end, it was still just fully wet. I was basically judging by spray and lap time improvement, but so it was really hard to tell. But either way, what a recovery. We get a bit of a benefit, of course, from Antonelli's little hiccup, so we will take that, and we finish P7. And yeah, also all you have to do is look at the fastest laps to see just how quick Red Bull are. It's absolutely insane. Either way, I'll take it. Good points. P6. Colapinto, P14 in the end in the season opener, finishes a lap down, but to be fair, it's already a lot more encouraging than, you know, Otmir and Solar from last season. And of course, we will be racing as Colapinto in round 2, so we'll see how Hulkenberg does as AI. But yeah, overall, guys, I think that's a really good opener, really good race, and that does put us in good standing. If we look at the Constructors' Championship specifically, we are currently P5, so picking up exactly where we left off last season, and the same is really the case for Red Bull. So yeah, we'll take it one race at a time. We could be very strong come the end of the season. But either way, guys, I'll leave it there. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Smash the like button. Let's try and hit over 1,000 likes for season 2 beginning. Subscribe for more daily F1 25 and F1 related content, unless I have technical issues, like was the case yesterday with this video. But yeah, anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed it. As always, a massive shout out to my channel members. Also, check out the 2 videos on screen. You would have seen also on screen the fan rating improvement and race fallout. But yeah, cheers for watching, guys. Take care. And let's go out from me. And I'll see you soon. Ciao, ciao.